Text number 2. Empowered, Included and Equal by Yolanda Mori of the Federated States of Micronesia. It can be hard to relate to these words that are big and that are worthy of the pursuit to speak life into. Because the voice that I stand here with has not always been empowered, included and equal. So, in order to talk about what is to be empowered, then we need to talk about what is to be disempowered. In order to talk about what is to be included, you gotta know what it feels like to be marginalized. And remember what it's still like for too many people that have to fight to be empowered, included and equal. When they already are, we need to talk about why this is still a dream for too many people. Why this continues to be a fight for too many people. So this is for them, for the fighting ones, for the post-colonial brown girl who took her education and turned into a tool of cultural reclamation, for the young graduates returning home with no job to come home to, so became job providers instead of job seekers, for the girls and boys hiking uphill to go to school every day, for the teachers that are making learning something worth hiking for every day, for everyone still fighting. As a 20-something-year-old indigenous Micronesian brown and proud young woman, apparently I embodied a few things that many people seem to be uncomfortable with. And like everyone in this room, I am here to connect and cross comfort zones. Because progress does not happen any other way. Progress doesn't happen when you're comfortable, when you're carrying on business as usual. It happens in moments like these, when the disempowered become empowered, when the marginalized become included, and when everyone realizes their universal right to equality. Eventually, we will all need to be questioning things and planning for things as vital as food security, water security, the need for marine protected areas, relocation, coastal and cultural erosion, and even our identity. All the things we are having to answer to now. The question now is, are you only going to act on this when it comes for the places you call home? This is only one story, one voice in an anthem of voices. And I know we are all fighting different battles, but we are united in our common pursuit of our common goals. But as I look at all of these different battles that we are each fighting, climate change, injustice, inequality, conflict, poverty, I also see one simple connecting truth, the one that brought all of us to this room today, and that is, we still believe in better. One. Relate to these words. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class simple noun. Taking into account the extra-linguistic factors, the speaker chooses to present the species information as new by making it prominent, also following the last lexical item rule being a word that has not occurred in previous discourse and being the last content word of the tone unit. 2. Or equal. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class word, an adjective. The speaker chooses to present this piece of information as new by making it prominent, also following the last lexical item rule as being a word that has not occurred in previous discourse and being the last content word of the tone unit. Prominent. To be disempowered. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class word, an adjective. The speaker chooses to present this piece of information as prominent following the last lexical item rule. Taking into account the extra-linguistic factors belongs to the contrastive stress, as there are two parallel contrasting elements used in the same utterance, empowered and disempowered. 4. To be marginalized. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class word, a verb. Taking into account the extra-linguistic factors, this is contrastive stress, as two parallel elements are contrasting used in the same utterance, included and marginalized. This word also follows the last lexical item rule. 5. Progress does not happen. This is a closed class word. It's a form of negation. The speaker chooses to place emphasis on a particular word, which is in fact new information but not necessarily the class content word of the utterance. It also belongs to the stress time language. It has rhythmical variation. 6. Comfortable. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class word, an adjective. The speaker chooses to present the piece's information as new by making it prominent, also following the last lexical item rule as being a word that has not occurred in the previous discourse and being the last content word of the tone unit. 7. 20-something-year-old. In this case I choose the word 20. Regarding linguistic factors, it belongs to the closed class word because it is a numeral. It's a number that is used as an adjective. It's part of the rhythmical variation as it is a compound word. 8. I embody a few things that many people steal. Regarding linguistic factors, this is an open class, a noun. The speaker chooses not to make it prominent because this is a word of generic meaning. It's empty of meaning. 9. Empowered and equal. According to the extra-linguistic principles, with the content of interaction, this case is prominence due to state of understanding, because it refers to the shared awareness of what has been said before, but also belongs to cultural knowledge, because it shares detectable patterns which may show values of the cultural way of speaking about this topic. And number 10, the universal right to equality. This word is prominent because of intralinguistic factors within the context of interaction. It is cultural knowledge because it's a pattern which shows a certain norms and influence in the beliefs of the community. It also shows the speaker's projection on the topic because she is making her contribution and showing her point of view about the topic. Now, presenting Catalina Rodriguez with a short speech. Critical thinking on the cognitive development of pandemic children. This lockdown has restricted people to stay at home, and as it is already known, staying at home is very likely to impact on our physical and mental health. Especially vulnerable to this are children. Through many studies, it has been found that children staying at home spend more time in front of the TV, and with the continuous and increasing use of the internet for studying, playing and socializing, leads to severe problems as internet addiction disorder, psychosocial problems and lower self-esteem. Moreover to this, some children also experience cyberbullying that can deeply affect their mental health. At the beginning, the lockdown was severely strict. The time spent inside their homes was increased, making these children exposed to effects of indoor pollution, a problem that can affect their brain development, leading to limited development of cognitive abilities. To study at home made all these challenges a little bit harder, for teachers, parents and students also. Research is clear between the link on mental health and academics, as kids struggling with fears or having trouble regulating their emotions are more likely to experience challenges at school. The researchers' work may prove invaluable to families, but also to teachers, who are rushing to understand how the pandemic might affect children's learning and academic success. But not everything is bad news. All these problems have potential and simple solutions. The researchers have proved and identified that a structured daily routine and limited passive time in front of the screen protects kids against having symptoms of depression and anxiety. Therefore, by following these tips, we should obtain a considerable improvement in the cognitive development of pandemic children. Thank you. Task number 2. The three words of the family word that I have choose, study, studies, and studying, have neutral suffix stress, because with the addition of the derivational or the inflectional suffix doesn't affect the position of the prominence. Study is a verb and the root of the word. That's why it has neutral suffix. Studying is also a verb, but it is in the ing form. That means that has the ing neutral suffix because it doesn't change the original position of the prominence. And the last word, studies, is a noun that is pluralized, but it also has neutral suffix because the addition of the suffix doesn't change the position of the prominence.